Hi Mitali, you became the first Indian woman to score 10,000 runs in international cricket today. You have achieved many milestones in your career. How special is this one in particular, and what would you say is the key to your longevity in international cricket?
I think when you play for so long, obviously you go through different milestones, and this being one of it. But I think the key for me has always been consistency. I've always believed scoring runs each time I walk onto bat, or whether it is domestic, international, it never mattered. As long as I get an opportunity to bat, it has to be counted, and that has given me a lot of experience and exposure to sort of work on my game over the years with the changing standards of women's cricket and trying to be relevant in the international circuit.
You just mentioned about being relevant. What does that really mean to you? I mean, we all stay in changing times, lives have changed post the pandemic, but what does being relevant really means to you? And which of your records has been the most special?
Um, I think being relevant is going with the times because women's cricket also has evolved over the years. Uh, Scoring from the total of 150 today, in today's time, teams are scoring 250 and above. So I mean, you need to tune your game accordingly. And I guess I've not really given much of a thought to any of the milestones. For me, I think the one which will always stand out if India goes on to win the World Cup, that will always be very, very special.
Do you think the 10 runs from Harmanpreet over just before the rain break made the difference?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, there have been times when the main bowlers were bowling a very important spell, which could have changed the momentum of the team, which is chasing as well as for us, which we were not able to do in those particular moments. And when she came into bowl, I think it was more to do with the Duckworth Lewis and how they were already ahead in that sense. So I don't think that would have made much of a difference.
Now you just spoken about the changing times, the relevance, and how it is important to score 250 runs. So with this Indian team that it's probably shaping up for the World Cup, what kind of totals do you all realistically look at in, say, the last 10 overs? If Harmanpreet gets out, the moment she gets out with the rest of the batters to follow, what kind of totals are you looking at in that period?
Because it all depends, like, I can't really say like what total. Clearly, yes, our target, if we are looking at competing with the best, that is Australian and England side. So clearly we are looking at 270 plus. But having said that, I mean, this is our third game after a long break, and after a long gap. And we are one of those countries who've started cricket quite late, whereas the other teams have already played a couple of series. So we need to have some game time, but at the same time, we are also trying to work on the players so that we build um, a sort of game plan for the future series, and those will become very important in terms of how we are going to plan our campaign for the World Cup and what are the players or what are the things that we're going to work on. So it's going to be a process. Yes, we've already started on it, but I wouldn't say that, okay, it's the first series, we should be aiming at 200, because clearly the girls need some outing out there.
So congrats to you first of all for achieving. My question is, does I mean, so far the Indian spinners have not been picking up wickets in heats that we are kind of associated them with. Does that kind of worry you a lot so far in the series?
Well, see, what we need to work on is the consistency, and it's not worrisome because if they keep bowling and play more matches, I'm sure they will get back to the sort of rhythm that they had before the pandemic. But yes, clearly when you have batting tracks, when you have tracks which are not assisting the spinners, so they have very little space that they could, try their variations. I guess it's important for them to work on these things, have a lot of plans, strategies, because our spin attack is experienced. It's not they are young or raw. So uh, clearly, I'm sure they will work on these things in the coming games.
How can India increase the run rate in the death overs in the last 10 overs, and what are the areas that need improvement in those final overs?
Well, we definitely need to have batters playing the death overs, because obviously the sort of game that a batter has and can use it to the optimum, the lower or the tailenders may not. So it's important that we have the batters playing the last 10 overs, and a settled batter will always be very, very helpful in those times. But yes, we do have players like Hanuman and Deepti, and it's just a matter of few innings that they will come good in those death overs.
Since Mr. W.V. Raman's appointment, what have the conversations been around with regards to dot ball percentage across an entire Indian innings? Could you walk us through that? And in your own experience, do you sort of chart out a plan for the batting lineup, especially considering there are so many youngsters in it?
Well, see, for us in the ODI side, I think we have a batting order which is experienced, not really, I wouldn't call it a young or inexperienced batters at the top. But yes, it is something that we all work on, and I think it is more to do with individual players, how they are able to work on it, and a lot more depends on when the batters walk in. I mean, if you're losing a wicket in the first over itself, clearly you wouldn't want to look at aiming 6 runs per over. I mean, you need to work on your partnerships, and that might result in a few dot balls or a lower strike rate. But again, there are batters who try to sort of make up to it when they develop a partnership, and that usually is made up in the later part of the innings. But again, it is more to do with this, how you play according to the situation rather than working on the strike rates, because clearly we are not playing a T20 format. It's more important how you utilize the momentum that you generate in the beginning, or if there is a fall of wicket, how you develop a partnership and then continue or probably stretch that phase is what as batters we work on in the one-day squad.